Setting and getting parameters is not the only element action we can do from a script. In this video, I'm going to show you what other configuration actions are available for elements and how you can group your actions logically together to make your scripts more readable and maintainable. Setting and getting parameters is something we are already familiar with. In this video, I'm going to show you what other element configurations are available. So let's connect to DataMiner Cube and start editing our script. The script I'm going to use is the Singular Live Overlay stream script that we created in a previous video. So here I'm passing my Singular Live element and my stream element and checking if my stream is running. If it's running, then I'm executing my subscript to actually execute the Singular Live Overlay action. Now, you might have noticed that I not only have a main stream element, I also have a backup stream. This element is currently masked, but if my main stream is not running, I can actually check if my backup stream is active. If this one is active, then I can still do my Singular Live Overlay action. So let's add this to our script. Now, when my main stream is not running, I'm stopping my script, but here I could actually add a check if my backup is active. So I'm going to remove this action and start adding some additional actions to check my backup. I'm not going to add all these actions in this if. Instead, I'm going to create a section at the bottom here. So I'll start by adding a label. Call it switch to backup. And I'll go to that section from my else statement. This way, my if condition is quite clean and I can call different sections from here. So I could actually reuse this section multiple times in my script if I wanted. So another action I'm going to add first is an exit after my subscript has been running. And this time it's with a success. So it wouldn't continue with any other actions after that. And now let's switch to our backup. So what do we need for that? First thing we are going to do is reassign our dummy. For that I have an assign dummy action. And the dummy I want to reassign is the stream dummy. And now I could use a variable or a value. For example, I could pass the name of my backup stream element in a script parameter. But for now, I'm going to hard code this, call this backup stream. What is this action going to do? It's going to retrieve the backup stream element, so the element with that name, and assign it to my dummy. Now I can use my dummy again, and the actions I'm going to do with that dummy will no longer be on the main stream that I passed in my element, but will be on the backup stream instead. The first thing I want to do is actually changing the alarm template on my backup stream element. To do that, I can use the assign template action. I can assign an alarm template or a trend template. I'm going to choose alarm template here for my stream dummy. And the alarm template I want to use is the main alarm template. When it's used as a backup, I have a separate alarm template because then I'm less interested in some of the alarms that I only care about for the main stream. Now that we are going to use it as a main stream, I also want to unmask this alarm so they appear in my active alarms. To do that, I have a set element state action, and I can not only unmask an alarm, I can also restart it or pause it. In this case, I want to unmask my stream element, and I'm going to add a comment, for example, backup is active. Now, of course, I still need to check if my backup is actually running, because if this one is also not running, then there's no point of executing my action again. I could actually add a label on top here and reuse this if condition, but to make it a bit easier, I'm going to add it at the bottom and add the same condition. So I'm actually adding the same condition, but now it will check the state of my backup stream element instead of my main stream. If it is running, I can go to my script section again here. So I'll add a go-to. I'll have to peek what it was. Execute singular live overlay action. So that we call this section here. If it's not running, then I'm going to exit with the failure and call it backup stream is not active. Now the only thing I still need to check if everything is okay here. So here when it's running, I'm going to execute my action, otherwise switch to my backup. Here I will reconfigure my dummy and change the alarm template and unmask my element. And then if my backup is running, I'm going to execute the action in singular live. If not, I'm going to exit my script. So let's now save this and test if it's working. You can see my main stream is paused, so it should switch to my backup stream, which is currently running, and this element is now masked. So let's execute our script. Select our main stream first and say show the overlay. If I now execute my script, you will notice my backup stream was actually unmasked and the alarm template was switched. And our singular live action will have executed. If I now also pause this stream and execute my script again, you will see we get an error because our backup stream is also not active. Now we have actually used all actions that we can do on an element already. So you should be able to already create any type of automation script that requires some configuration on an element.